Let's go to number 5, types of enviers. So the first envier, I think it was Pete's point. It's called the leveler. And the leveler will tear down anyone that's achieved something great and try to bring them down to their mediocre level. They'll never see and appreciate excellence in anybody unless they're dead. These levelers, I mean, it doesn't even matter if I don't even care if it's a family member. I don't care if it's a best friend that you've been with for, 20 years of your life and you were brothers from another mother in high school or anything like that. If there's people in your life that are envious of you and you start to recognize these signs, the best thing you can do is cut them off. Just lose their phone number. Don't respond to the phone calls or the texts. I mean, if you got to tell them, let them know, but get them out of the way. Again, people on the outside, they don't matter. Let these spurgs, have their little spaz out sessions with their little tiny crew of losers making up shit about you that isn't true. Let them spaz out. It doesn't matter. It's just hilarious. Number 2, the self-entitled slacker. They feel the world owes them attention and praise, even though they lack the discipline to do the hard work. How many people do you know like that? I would run out of counting on my fingers and toes, if I'm being honest. There's probably 20 people that I've come across, even in the last few years, that I would label as a self-entitled slacker. Anyway, number 3, the status friend. This one's an interesting one because these are the guys that envy you first and then they try to befriend you. So the status friend, they always measure people via social status. They envy those of a higher status and envy those who enjoy certain privileges. So these are privileges that they're identifying with, that they want to enjoy, but they see you enjoy. So, they try to move in, which brings me to the 4th one, which is the attacher. Let me just go to these questions real sec before I deal with the attacher. Raymond says, it's like trying to explain to a crow what it's like to soar like an eagle. They'll never get it. Yeah, it's like trying to explain to a fly, that if you're a bumblebee and you're trying to explain to a fly that honey's better than shit, they just don't get it. The fly's going to pick shit because that's what they are, right? Tuscan Razorbacks, this is great production, extremely beneficial. It's gold information. Thanks, brother. Appreciate that. The attacher. Again, guys, if you want to hop onto the stream, don't pile in at the end because that's always what happens. I've got like 20 guys waiting to ask questions and I got to wrap up the show because at 9:30 I have to move on to my next project, which is a private call for my group. But there's a StreamYard link. Click it, join through. A bunch of people have been messaging me, asking me questions about DMs. Do them live. It's either book a call or do them live here. I'm before the train wreck, so the free option is live here. The attacher. They don't have a calling in life, so they attach themselves to people with a sense of purpose. This ties into the status friend. They envy and ultimately attack the person they've attached to. So these guys are dangerous AF, okay? I mentioned earlier at the opening, their key goal is to find your weakness and how to hurt you. The attacher is one of the ways that they'll go about it. I've had attachers. They're like, what are those sucker fish that are always like on top of sharks? The sharks swimming around and these things just kind of suck onto them on the top or bottom of them. That's basically what these losers are. They don't want to do the work in life. They don't have a clear calling. So they attach themselves to you. So they have some sort of sense of purpose. They envy and ultimately attack the person that they've attached to. I've seen this happen time and time and time and time again. Yeah, lampreys, correct. Yeah, that's what they're called, lampreys. Alexander says, I'm not black or red pill. I just enjoy your channel because you have a positive message for men. It's better to have a positive mindset and hope than to have a loser mindset filled with despair. Keep up the good work. Thanks, Alex. Appreciate that. Yeah, I agree. I mean, there's a lot of people with their different colored pills. I did this show on the weekend with my buddy Paul on the Stereo app, and some guy asked a question about the white pill. It's like, all right, are we just making up stuff now? Because it's like, we've made up genders, we've made up, things that are offensive. I'm going to be offended by shampoo because I don't have hair. It's like, people are just making up shit now. It's like, let's call it the white pill. Okay, let's just move on from that. So watch out for these attachers, guys. Okay. And number 5, Adam, I'll get to you in a sec. I see you there in the waiting area. Give me a second. Not able to copy chat link to StreamYard. Okay, somebody that. So again, guys, if you're coming in late, here's the YouTube link. Click the YouTube link because apparently Periscope with Twitter doesn't like taking it for some reason. Head on over to YouTube and join us there. Smash the like button, get those up, and I'll grab you the invite link to ask a question live again. This is the StreamYard link. You can hop on in a minute. There's already people starting to line up, so don't leave it. The insecure master. They are an insecure person who holds a high position in society, but secretly doubts their worth. Therefore, they envy more talented subordinates. I've worked for a guy like this who was in a higher position. I don't know how he got there because he wasn't very good. And I remember, I mean, fuck, I was in my 20s at this time, late 20s. And I remember there was this email that he had to send out explaining something specific to the vice president of the company. He didn't know how to articulate it. So he calls me in his office and he goes, here, sit here, Coop, and, fill this out. That's what they used to call me in the industry, Coop. And he goes, fill this out and, send this over to the VP. And I'm like, isn't this your job? Like, why am I doing this for you, sort of thing? But the guy always envied the work that I did, for my team. So not that dangerous of a guy. If I would narrow it down, I'd say keep an eye open for the attachers. Have a sober second thinker looking over your shoulder, making sure they got an eye on you. Watch out for self-entitled slackers. And the most important one, which I think is the biggest indicator, which I've seen a number of times in my life, which did pop up and was exposing to risk, was poisonous praise people. Again, that was disparaging comments cushioned as praise. So something like they'll comment on how much money you're going to make rather than praise your hard work for the completed project.